Hey guys, welcome back to Posing Posies. My name is Sarah. Tonight I just wanted to take you through a little walk in the garden and see all the stuff we have going on. Right now it's mainly a lot of cut flowers that we planted. They got in the ground probably sometime in the beginning of April. I started them from seed in February, mid-February, because I just couldn't wait any longer. Now, along with that though, I do have a whole new row of cut flowers, 2 of them actually going in about probably a month apart of their seeds being started. I just started the last set of seeds this weekend, and I'm very curious to see how they go. I have them under little bitty cups, plastic cups that you would use for like taste testing, jello, things like that. My mom had a whole bunch of them left over, and then I just ran to the local Harps just to grab some extra ones when I ran out. And I'm real excited to see how those do, creating the little mini greenhouse under them. And then once the sprouts come up, the mulch will already be right around them perfectly. The first set I did on the black tar, the first set of seeds I did on the black tar, they fried as soon as they touched the mat, and it was in one day they were dead. And so I had to make some changes, go back to the drawing board, and so that brought me to putting mulch all down around them, and it seemed to really help the first row of flowers. So I'm excited to see how they do with the second row. One thing else that is taking off in the garden is the tomatoes. We don't have any red ones yet, but we have tons of green tomatoes taking over the back half of the garden. You'll notice our chickens aren't actually in the back of our yard right now. They're cooped up at my parents' house for the time being. They got out of our yard yesterday, and so until we get that patched up, we're not going to let them over here. We don't want anything coming in that could get them easily, or them getting out to where they could get eaten or hit by a car or whatever else. The people right behind us do have some pretty big dogs, and so I'd hate for something like that to happen. Another big thing that's been happening here at our house in our garden is pests. We've had a lot of little bitty tiny bugs along with spiders hanging out in the garden. The spiders I don't mind too much. However, the mosquitoes and mites, I do mind those. They eat my flowers. They eat all my cut flowers. They haven't really been eating my tomatoes too bad yet, but I just know that they're coming. We did find a hornworm not too long ago, and thank goodness we were able to get it off, or it would probably take out my whole plant, and I just can't have that. We have 47 strong tomato plants, and with my husband's family we plan on juicing a large amount of those. They have always loved tomatoes. I'm a newly wed to the tomatoes. Me and my husband have been married for 6 years now, going on 6 years, and I only recently started to get into the tomato game, but it's really for him more than me. However, this year we only did beefsteak tomatoes, mainly for juicing and sandwiches and everything else. Next year I want to do a much larger variety, so I'd love to know your recommendations on what kind of tomato varieties you recommend for a tomato lover. And for juicing, because that is what we primarily do with our tomatoes, is juice. One thing we've started doing here in the garden is a neem oil treatment to help with the bugs. We're doing it once a week, and we'll probably bump it up to twice a week as the need is there. Right now the bugs are pretty much out of control, and we need to use that as much as we can to just get those pests off of there. The neem oil that we use is safe for our bees, which is very important to me. The bees are very important to me and my husband. We got them. It was kind of our first big farm investment, and so we want to make sure that we keep it going. So I hope you enjoy the walk through the garden, and please leave your recommendation of what tomatoes you would plant for a beginner tomato grower. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great night.